Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 6th to the 16th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Sagittarius, December 6th to the 16th, 2021 Sagittarius. Money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have Justice, which is Libra energy. So if we have Libra within our natal chart, that's going to come through very powerfully at our root. Also, if we have Libras in our lives, they're going to come through very strongly and have a greater effect on our rooted self. Then we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. Again, if we have Cancer within our natal chart, that part of our personality is coming through very powerfully at our root. And if we have Cancers within our lives, they're going to affect us more than we realize. Just both Cancers and Libras are going to have more an effect on us than we know. We have the Four of Swords, which is recuperation. It is a need to rest, but it's also a need to honor our story, honor everything that we have been through. Then we have the Two of Wands. This is new horizons. This is new opportunities. It's a big deal. Then we have, oh, I love this. We have the Sun, which is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. So if we have Virgo, again, within our natal chart, within our lives, this comes through more emotionally. These people will affect us more emotionally. And if we have Virgo in our natal chart, will have a more of an emotional effect on us. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. So we're needing things to be balanced. We have the King of Swords, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There's also a sense of like cutting through so much nonsense. We have Justice coming through again, which is again Libra energy coming through very strongly here, amplified by the King of Swords. So if we have air sign energy within our natal chart, if we have again Libra energy within our natal chart, it affects us in our public arena, in our public self, in a public way. Also people who are air sign energies, especially Libras. Okay, so let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the Princess of Cups. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is somebody who's very emotional and very emotionally needy. They will need all your attention all the time. It'll be like kind of like dealing with a little child, just somebody who's very narcissistic, very egocentric. Their world is the only world that matters. So be very mindful of this, Sagittarius. We can be drawn in just so easily by them because we're going to want to help. We're going to want them to see certain paths forward, and it's going to become a nightmare if we let it. So be mindful of that. Then we have our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have two. We have the sacral chakra and we have the solar plexus chakra. So the sacral chakra is inspiration. This is our creative energy. This is our, sensual energy really coming forward, and it's letting us be creative. It's telling us to be creative. However, the sacral chakra also holds our trauma, drama from this life and from past lives. So there's a blockage here where we want to be creative, we want to be sensual beings, and yet we're going to feel like I can't. And it can be because of something that we can, pinpoint in this life, in this existence, but it can also come from past lives. And we're going to sit there and kind of need to meditate on this, need to understand this, need to connect with it. Then we have the solar plexus, and this is personal power. We are going to feel empowered. We are going to feel emboldened during this time. This is a time where if we let ourselves, we're going to just want to, it's going to be like power through. It's going to be like punch down walls, punch down barriers. There's going to be a real sense of this is what I need, this is what I want, this is where I am. And it's going to be just, we're going to be powerful, we're going to be insightful. We also need to be just with ourselves. We have justice coming up twice, at our root and in the public arena. So at our root, there's going to just be a real need for us to be just to us. It's not just being just to other people. We can bend over backwards, trying to be just to everybody, trying to make everybody happy. And it'll never really work out because somebody's always going to complain. Somebody's always going to have an idea of how they've been mistreated, how they've been ignored. And this is going to be a time where instead of it being the white page, black print, like this is the letter of the law, this is exactly how it needs to be, it's the discernment of our energy. It's saying this energy makes me feel wonderful. This energy makes me feel like garbage. This is what I want from my life. These are the people I like to be around. This is what I don't want from my life. These are the people I don't like to be around. And we start to be really open and just, it's starting to be beautiful with ourselves is really what spirit is saying. And then as we're just, okay, this is air sign energy. So this is the mind coming in. We have the heart coming forward, and it's a beauty, it's an acceptance, it's a brilliance that guides us, that leads us. And it's saying, let my heart lead me forward. Let my heart be a part of me, be empowered with me, be guiding me to the place that I need to be, to the place that I want to be, soul, spirit, and self. It brings us to the Four of Swords. I need to honor my story. Now we're talking about money and career here, and I know people can get overwhelmed with everything that spirit says, but when we're moving towards success and we are moving towards financial success or personal success, we need to look at ourselves as a well-rounded individual, not just as, okay, this is my money and I want more of it, so I'm just going to work 90 million hours a day and forget everything else, because that doesn't increase our quality of life. It just doesn't. It might increase our bank accounts, and sometimes it doesn't even do that. It just exhausts us. It has us working one, crummy job after another crummy job, and we don't ever feel like we're getting ahead. Here is a time where we need to honor our story. We need to honor ourselves. We need to honor everything that we've been through, good, bad, and indifferent. And we need to say and see what we want from our lives and what we have learned from our own stories. When you're sitting down and you're reading a biography or you're reading a book or watching a movie that's about people's life, it can be kind of like about nothing, kind of like Seinfeld, right? It's a show about nothing, and yet it's a show about everything. And so if we can get these glimpses of wisdom and inspiration from these type of books, these type of movies, we also need to get this glimpse of inspiration from ourselves, from everything that we've been through, from the mistakes that we've made, from the way that we haven't, treated people right or been, kind to ourselves, to the way that we have and what we need to honor and how we're moving forward. So inwardly, it's honoring our journey, but it's also resting. It's taking care of ourselves. It's realizing that we need a break at times. And it brings us to the Two of Wands. It brings us to unity. It brings us to passion. It brings us to looking out over our world and looking beyond the front door and holding the world in our hands and being able to see the way that we want to move forward. This is within our career. This is within what we want from our lives. We can start to really look at big changes during this time. We can be looking at things and being like, why am I staying here? Why am I stuck in this rat race? I need to break down barriers. I need to, go after more for myself. It might be that we decide to move house. It might be that we decide to go someplace that we have never been before. And it can be also that we start to do something on the side, something that inspires our soul. So we can go to that job that pays the bills and puts food on the table, but we can also have something that lets us embrace our lives and ourselves, and that's joyful and beautiful and just connects. And maybe that can turn into a career if we wanted to, but it can also be something that's just beautiful for us. We need that. We forget to nourish our souls. We forget that there's so much more to the world than what we get stuck in the routine of always doing, of always being dragged to. And it brings us to this place of just beauty and brilliance. It lets the sun shine. It lets the sun shine in. And so the sun shines and we start to move forward, and there's just glory to us. The sun is the happiest card in the whole entire tarot deck. And this is us embracing happiness, embracing joy. This is us letting radiance be a part of our hearts. But we also have to remember, whenever the sun shines within us, whenever there's beauty to us, people will want to take us by eyes. People will want to steal away that joy and have it be their own. Because they think, just like, it's kind of like a little child. If you have an ice pop and I want an ice pop, then I have to take your ice pop because I won't have it, right? There could be a fit, there could be a huge fight over that. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm happy for you. I can have something different, or I can have my own ice pop. So here, we're going to be looking at things, and we're going to have people take us by eyes and want us not to have that radiance, not to have that brilliance. And we can become rather complacent in that and say, oh, okay, you can have this, you can be this, I'll just go do something else. And Spirit is saying here, no, let yourself shine. Let yourself shine. When it comes to your career, let you shine. When it comes to your life in general, let you shine. Because here, we have to be who we are. We have to connect with our soul and with Spirit and with ourselves. And there's a radiance to that. There can also be hardships that come with that, ways that we're trying to traverse what energy we are letting into our lives, what we are opening ourselves up to, what we really want and what we have thought that we wanted and yet isn't working out for us. It brings us to the Hermit. It brings us to turning inward. It brings us to illuminating our way forward. It brings us to a flexibility of mind and of spirit, because we're starting to see ourselves. We're starting to see what we want. We're starting to see what we desire. We're starting to see what we really need. And it brings us to this place that says, is everything balanced? This is the Minor Arcana Justice card, right? So we have the balance coming through here in our rooted self, in the public arena. And yet now we need that balance within our hearts. Where is the giving and giving and giving? Where is the taking and taking and taking? We need balance. We need insight. We need to have things be fair. We can't just always have things taken from us and expected just to keep on going. We can't always be giving to everybody and just be expected to keep on going. It's like having a glass of water or a pitcher of water, and you're filling up everybody's cups, but you're never filling up the pitcher. Where the heck is the water coming from? It's coming from our own energy. It's coming from our own self. It's our own life force that we start to give. And so here we need things to be balanced, and we need to respect and honor that balance. It's also honoring the people in our lives who are the givers, right? Who are the givers, who are the connectors, who are the linchpins in things, and seeing if their jug is full, seeing if they need assistance too. It brings us to the King of Swords. It brings us to a cutting through of doubt and fear and negativity. We're fierce in the public arena. We're fierce and we're focused and we're determined and we're insightful. This is a time where we speak truth. All right. So we might be a little bit blunt. So just be mindful of that, where we can sit there and say, oh no, that's a stupid idea, or oh my gosh, I can't believe that you're being such a fool. And we might be be saying this to the right people, right? So just be mindful here that we can kind of speak without thinking at times. The King of Swords is very mindful though. So if we step back and if we, connect with that energy properly, we're going to find that we see the connections in things that we hadn't seen before. We cut through doubts and fears and negativities in a way that is empowering, in a way that is insightful, and we start to guide ourselves forward with determination, with focus. And this is going to be a time for us where we're going to say what we need. But this is also going to be a time for us where we're not dealing with fools. We're not going to put up with that anymore. We're seeing the bigger picture. We're seeing what needs to be done. And we're capable and willing to go and do it. And it then has us balancing the scales. It has us being just. It has us cutting through doubts and fears and negativities and saying, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is where I need to be. We start being just to the energy of ourselves. We start being just to the dreams that we have and the way that we need to move forward. When it comes to money, when it comes to career, emotionally, we have to make sure things are balanced. All right? We need to start opening doors and honoring ourselves. That's how we move forward for our career. And in life in general, during this time, we need to make sure we have things balanced, that our souls are being fed, that we are connecting, because our hearts are going to move us forward in a way and in a brilliance that we're not expecting. And we're going to be very business-minded, very much, distinct and instinct and determined and focused and insightful. So let that come forward. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Prince of Cups. It's again just this trauma drama when it comes to emotions. It's this person who just thinks that because they're having a problem or because they're demanding it, it can be. So just be very mindful of this. It's very emotionally draining. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is the Earth Mother. This is a time where we need to connect with the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. And we need to connect with the energy of the Earth Mother, the giver, the carer, but also the force, the hurricane, the brilliance. And as we're coming forward during this time, we're seeing a ferocity in us that we've forgotten that we had. Or maybe we never knew that we had this. At our root is the sun. At our subconscious root is that brilliance, is that shining forward. It's time to embrace our passion. It's time to embrace the brilliance of who we are, the brilliance of what we want in life, and the fire, the passion, the intensity that we have to move forward in. And this can be something that we've forgotten. We've just gotten caught up in the humdrum of life, one day like the next, and now this fire, this beauty is coming forward. We then have our subconscious inner self, and it's the King of Swords. Again, we have the King of Swords twice. We're cutting through doubt and fear. It says here structure. We're creating structure and form and really looking at what we need and getting the job done. This is a time where we are eliminating so much nonsense from our lives, and we are just going to see things so clearly. And this is a time where the mind is crisp. I mean, we have just insights into things. We should keep a little notebook on us, or a little, notebook open on our phone, talk into it, be able to take our thoughts and see where they lead us, because we'll be surprised what starts to open to us during this time. It's also a fantastic time for learning, for taking in new information. We have the Four of Swords subconsciously in our emotional self. And this is, again, honoring our path, honoring our story, seeing the armor that we wear even when we're sleeping, seeing how stressed we have become or how much we have taken on our shoulders, knowing that spirit is guarding us. We have the dog right here, that there's a part of us that has been in hibernation, that as we rest and as we sleep and as we rejuvenate our soul and ourselves, we're going to see this part of us awaken. It brings us to our subconscious public arena self, and that's the Queen of Cups. It's love. It's compassion. It's teaching the inner child. It's teaching the world and those that we adore. It's really starting to open up the doors for us. And it's the heart and the mind coming together and finding that when we have this power and when we have this intensity to us, we are unstoppable. All right. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius.